So we are on lesson number 16, and that was Spanish Dancer. I wanted to play it like that because I wanted you to see how much fun it is with a digital. If you've got a digital that can play some fun things, this is supposed to sound like a guitar, I believe, with a little percussion in the background. And I've got the rhythm set. If you do that, if you've got some rhythm a rhythm background track that you can play, make sure you get it in 3/4 time, or a waltz. Anything that says waltz in the description, or if you can count 1, 2, 3, and then it goes right into it. And that's what I was playing here. We have been doing quite a bit of non-expressive type of music, and now I would like for you to change, and I would like for this to be very expressive. This is Spanish music. Spanish music is really known for being extremely expressive. And a lot of times when we're talking about expression, we're talking about louds and softs. Notice how I get louder on when I go up, and then as I get to the very top, that last note, I don't ever like to make the last note the loudest. Even though it's tempting to say up, 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 like a crescendo, you just crescendo right up to the top. I think it sounds better when you it's a style thing, just to have it land a little softer, land a little softer. And then there you go. And then it jumps right back in. So let your child have fun with this. The jumps are hard. You've got to really practice those jumps to go from here to there. I had to play this a couple of times before I could even get it right, because we're jumping. It's hard to remember all of this. We're going from here, and then the instructions say to play, the second time you play it, an octave lower. So you start where it tells you to start, and then you have to jump 1 octave lower. So what is that? Okay, we're going to move our A's 1 octave lower and start there. And then you start an octave lower, and then you end up down here where you are playing this A major, this A bass or E major scale with the 5-finger scale here with the sharps, and you're down here, and then it tells you to go here. First time, play hands 1 octave lower. So you're going to jump not to what it says, but to right there. So this one is a quicker jump, but it's also tricky too because it's fast. So you've got to be able to come back really fast to this. So, and this is a different pattern than this. So they have to be on their game. First time, the lower, when you play it lower, you play it louder. When you play it higher, you play it piano, you play it softer. So that's something to work in at the very end. But you're basically just doing these 5-finger runs, 1 note down. You just keep going 1 note down. And the same thing with your left hand. You're just moving down until you get to the E. And the 5 fingers in it with the E. This is our E major chord. And then that would be the minor. So this is a major. Remember, it's whole, whole, half, and then whole for that. And there's a whole, here's a whole, and then here's a half, and then we go back to whole again, and that's what our triad is: whole, and then half, and then back to whole again. So those of you that know a little bit of some basic theory work there. So this you play, then you play it 1 octave lower, then you play it as is. No, sorry. Then you play lower. So what we're doing is we're going down, and then you stay down, and then you jump up. So the second time you play it as is. And then with the end here, this is both hands an octave lower. Remember that when the little arrow, when the little line points up, you actually go down 1, like you're stepping down a step. So you're going to go from this, because you just finished playing this. Rest, rest, and then there you go. 1, 2, 3, and then it's a 4th up. 2nd and 4th finger. They've got you playing with the 1s and the 5s there. So 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. And then you don't have to repeat. Thank goodness, no more of this jumping around. So enjoy that a little bit. Work with expression. Play as big and quiet and soft and small and loud as you can. and then make sure that you can nail these jumps, that you know where you're going. So you start as it is, go low, and then go low again, then go back to where it is again for that second time. If they're having trouble making those jumps, have them practice just the 2 measures, or from here to here. They practice just those 2 measures so that they can get the rhythm in their fingers and also feel it in their hands. They can look at their fingers when they're doing the jumps. And that's actually a good idea. You just want to make sure that you know where you're jumping to. So as your eyes look at your hands to jump, you also need to memorize where you're going in the piece. And it's generally, if you're planning on looking at your hands to do a big jump, which sometimes you do, I would say this one you probably have to look at your hands. You've got to plan on looking at your hands. Then I would, as a rule then, memorize the next measure. So as they know they're going to be looking down, memorize what is coming. So it's not just watching for the jump, but watching your hand start and then knowing exactly where your eyes go back to. Sometimes on my music, if I'm really struggling with it, I'll just draw in some eyeballs that tell me to look, that I need to look there. So I may do that with your student's book too, just to write in some eyes, reminding me, look, you've got to get your eyes right back to that point. That's where the eyes come back to. Okay, this is fast here. You're only moving down 1 finger. There's really nothing too fancy going on there. Repeat it obviously the first time. Here's the repeat. Remember, this repeat jumps to that repeat. So these 2 play, and then this plays twice. And then the first time you ignore this, so you only play to here, and then you jump back there. And then at the very last time you play this. So then you go right to that ending, like this was a little coda. I am probably never going to play this with your student because it sounds very, I don't know, I just think it sounds a little bit too different than this. I will probably play this right along with your child. So expect to be able to play with me like a metronome. And a metronome at home would be a good thing to do too. So, all right, have fun with this one. I think you'll like it.